Welcome to Metal Band's Chronicles, where all things metal live. That's right, we're back for another album review. Now, originally I was going to do Terrible Certainty by Creator, but then it dawned upon me that a certain album just turned 40 years old a couple days ago on January 14th. I'm talking about the debut album by Canadian speed metal band Exciter with Heavy Metal Maniac. Came out on January 14th, 1983, celebrating its 40th anniversary as we speak. Now, I'd done a review for this album back in 2019, September of 2019 to be exact, on my channel. I mean, that's back when I was doing a lot of the metal Ben Mobile type of videos. So that video is a little raw. But you know what? Hell, we'll redo it. Refresh it, I guess you could say. So yeah, man, what you get here, oh man, you just get pure pummeling speed metal here. I mean, three big albums came out in 1983 that really paved the way for thrash, speed, and you know what would come in the future of metal. I'm talking about Metallica's Kill 'Em All, Slayer's Show No Mercy, and Exciter's Heavy Metal Maniac. That's right. So yeah, this album was recorded in August of 1982. This actually came out on Sharp Nell Records, which Sharp Nell is very notorious early on for having a lot of guitar shredders. You know, they had bands like Hawaii, which had Marty Friedman in it. You know, you had Stiller, which had like Ingwe Malmsteen in it early on, you know, and Ron Kill. And you had a bunch of other artists on that label too. And that label was basically just shred guitar, man. I mean, it was a really cool label for back then, you know. Production wise, this thing's very raw. I mean, it is what it is, you know. It's pretty much a product of its time, you know. Meaning, you know, back in the early 80s, a lot of albums that came out had that raw mentality to it, you know, just raw, fast, and in your face and aggressive, you know. So this was produced by John Belrose, recorded at the Dungeon Studio in Almere, Quebec, Canada. So yeah, man. So you get 9 tracks on this debut. Now mine comes with a track called World War III, which was actually taken from the Exciter demo, which came out in 1982 also. But anyways, without further ado, man, let's just get into this album. But I guess before we should do that, we should talk about the lineup, right? So lineup-wise, you got Dan Beehler on drums and lead vocals, which that's a task in its own right, to be a drummer and also be the vocalist. I mean, to me, that just doesn't sound like it's easy to do, but he does it. You got John Rickey on guitar, backing vocals, who I believe is the only member that stayed consistent throughout throughout Exciter's existence, you know. And you got Alan Johnson on bass and backing vocals to complete the lineup on this debut album, I should say. Okay, track listing. All right, so the album begins with The Holocaust, which is just a slow, dark little interlude type of an instrumental. I really like this. I like the clean guitar parts in this. It's very dark, you know. Yeah, like I said, it starts out very dark, kind of atmospheric, but then we go into the actual full first track on the album, Stand Up and Fight, which is just a speed metal anthem, man. Fast, in your face, aggressive. Man, you can really hear that Motorhead influence on this track. Just absolutely killer stuff. So moving on, we got the title track, Heavy Metal Maniac. Again, more of the same, fast, amphetic, in your face, raw, you know. Just awesome, awesome stuff. Now, Iron Dogs does slow it down a bit. You get a bit of a Black Sabbath vibe on this track. It's a little doomier, maybe some Merciful Fate, you know, with the riffs. That's the kind of vibe I get, you know. It does speed up near the end of the track, but again, it's another solid track with some pretty big hooky riffs, you know. Then you get one of my favorite tracks on the record, Mistress of Evil. Another just pummeling new wave of British heavy metal sounding track. You know, it's pretty fast, it's pretty upbeat, and it's got some pretty darn good riffs in it too. So then the second half of the album, you get Under Attack. Another fast one, man. I mean, this track is just fast, it's in your face, has that Motorhead vibe, you know. Just killer stuff. And the vocals on this, man, are just absolutely incredible. Which Dan Beeler has more of that high pitched vocal style, you know, more of a power metal type of vocalist, I guess you could say. So then we move on to Rising of the Dead. Now, this track, man, kind of has that Killer's Iron Maiden vibe to it, especially in the middle of the track. You get some freaking Killers like Iron Maiden type of rips going on, you know, just really incredible stuff again. So moving on, then we go to Black Witch. Oh, one of my favorites on this album too. I mean, this is just such an epic track. It begins very melodic, kind of like how The Lady Wore Black by Queensryche begins, with a dark melodic intro, you know, but it does get heavier. I mean, again, it's another track that has some powerful, heavy riffs. And at the end of the track, it just turns into full blown speed metal. It's great stuff. Cry the Banshee ends it off. A fast, ferocious track. Just killer stuff, man. Excellent guitar work on this track, too. Again, has that new wave of British heavy metal vibe. You know, what more could be said? Such an excellent debut. And like I said, there's a bonus track on mine called World War III, which really sounds a lot like a Motorhead track. It's just absolutely good stuff, which was pulled from their, I think the demo was called World War III also, if I remember correctly. So yeah, that's pretty much my review of Heavy Metal Maniac, and we're going to check out a track from Heavy Metal Maniac right now. That's right. We're going to play the track, Mistress from Evil. So here we go.
to fall into tough and the must bust. Chained up in darkness, he never thought that death could hurt this much. I see your father's breath, the blackness brings it last your final day. I see from our fingers, sample of blood you lay. We touch the sky, we never seem to wonder why. She came from hell to burn the sky. She came from hell to see us die. In the skeleton shade, she cannot win, she cannot save. She took your soul against her will, and she'll be back again to kill.
Alright, that's Mistress of Evil from Heavy Metal Maniac. And by the way, before we leave here, I should mention too, this album actually is in the Decibel Magazine Hall of Fame in a special issue regarding the top 100 old school heavy metal albums of all time, and rightfully so, because it deserves it. It deserves to be in the Heavy Metal Hall of Fame. This is one of the most important debut albums in the history of heavy metal, as far as I'm concerned. You know? Anyways, man. And of course, this album gets a 10 out of 10. Why wouldn't it get any less? This is a 10 out of fucking 10. This is the perfect album to freaking drink beer to raise your fist to raise the horns to, and to bang your fucking head to. This is heavy metal excellence. This is what heavy metal's all about. Alright, that's my review, my 40th anniversary review of Exciter's debut album, Heavy Metal Maniac. Still sounds kick-ass all these years later. Alright, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hell yeah, man. Get these videos out there, man. Anyways, that's my review of Heavy Metal Maniac. Keep on headbanging.